What's cracking interwebs, friends? Hello and welcome to today's video. Ikoria Early Behemoths is almost here, and you know what that means? Early access day, baby. Yes! So thank you very much to Wizards of the Coast for giving us fully loaded accounts to muck about with on the 15th of April, so you better come and tune in because we're gonna be wrecking so many decks, it's gonna be glorious. The first deck that I was very curious or keen to make was Mardu Humans. So this is the first thing that I concocted up, and it looks like this. So, it is a Hero of Precinct 1 deck because Hero of Precinct 1 loves multicolored cards and spells and whatnot. So, mostly everything in this is multicolored. We've also got a theme here in Legendary Humans because, of course, we've got General's Enforcer over here who says that Legendary Humans you control have Indestructible. So, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Who are the other Legendary Humans I want to play in this color? You know, or these colors. So, Tajik, of course, he protects everyone else as we're doing stuff and things. And then we got Judith, who gives everyone +1/+1, or +1/+0, and likes to ping stuff when things die. Then we got General Kudro, of course, who is the Lord in this situation. So, other humans you control get +1/+1, and whenever General Kudro or another human enters the battlefield under control, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. So he's good at removing stuff. He also has a second removal ability where it says sacrifice 2 humans, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. So then we get to thinking, okay, how else can we make humans? Well, Hero of Precinct 1 poops out a bunch of them. So if we have spare humans running around, he just gets to munch on them. Pretty cool. We also have this guy who has the ability that says exile target card from a graveyard. So both of these guys like exiling stuff. I don't know if you're sensing a theme. If it was a creature card, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. So, sweet, more humans. What else makes humans? Well, Outlaw's Merriment. That makes a bunch of humans every single turn, if you can get this to land and not die in the time that it takes for this to actually proc. That's the one thing I've found with Outlaw's Merriment. It's not always that useful. But yes, if that gets going, we get a bunch more humans. They do things, they're all hasty and whatnot. We also got Sauron Vengeful Bloodlord in here, so he gives all of our creatures lifelink, so that keeps us, you know, gaining life while we're murdering these poor little humans into our opponents. And he's also very good at returning cheap creatures, so, you know, minus whatever, return target creature card with CMC, X or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Boom, it's back, and then it's a vampire. Cool, and he can keep doing that if he's got enough stuff in the way to just protect him and keep bringing stuff back. Other cool multicolored creatures, we got Stormfist Crusader. This is the Menacey 2/2 for 2 mana, and it also draws you cards, so a good way to fill your hand up if you're dumping things down super quick. Then we got 2 copies of Glass the Guild Pact. Not 100% sure about this, you know, this list will change as we play with it. But multicolored creatures you control get +1/+1, so that's going to be pretty much all of them. Except for the tokens. And then all the removal spells we're using are also multicolored. So Angrath's Rampage for sacrifice, Dire Tactics, this is one of the new ones. Exile target creature, if you don't control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. We're going to be controlling a human, unless it's been a board wipe or something. In case of board wipe, we have Unbreakable Formation, just to protect all our little itty-bitty critters, and give them +1/+1 counters and vigilance if we do this as an proactive play, not a reactive, please don't kill my battlefield type play. Yeah, so that's it pretty much. We got Mortify for some enchantment and creature removal. Yeah, for the most part, this looks like it's going to be quite fun to play, so I'm keen. We might make a few changes to the amount of legendary creatures, just so we can have something else in there. There were a few cards that were revealed after we made this list, in that massive dump of commons and a few rares. So we might mix it up a bit. There's another enchantment that's also +1/+1 for humans, so may take a look at that, maybe replacing 2 of Kudro or Tajik, but yeah, for the most part, that's the list. Also made a sideboard for it, because we're good at doing things. Got the Triomes in the land, too, because that adds Mardu colors, so cool. And then on the sideboard, if you want to try this in best of 3, cool, go for it. D-Spark for 4 CMC permanents. Robbers of the Rich, they're humans, and they also like to steal things. Devout Decree for red and black nonsense. Drannith Magistrate, who looks like Matthias Leverato, just by the way. This is pretty sweet. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands, so, you know, if they're trying to cast spells from graveyards or exile or whatever, then he stops that. Bedevil for planeswalkers or artifacts, and then Hectos, the Unscarred, cause lol, he's a human, might as well try him out. So yeah, that's the first deck that we are going to be messing about with. And another one I wanted to try out was Nightmares. So let's go take a look at that. Nightmares! So you'll remember we made an Ashiok's Nightmare Tribal thing before this. Before we even realized that there were going to be a bunch more in Ikoria. So we kind of taken another look at the list, and this is it. It's probably not very good, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy playing it nonetheless. So we got Zagoth Mamba. It's a Nightmare Snack. Whenever this creature mutates, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. We don't have that many mutate things in here, but we'll find a way to add more in once we actually figure out if we like mutate or not. I'm not 100% sure on it just yet. Fiend Artisan, another nightmare. Everything in here is a nightmare, pretty much. This gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard, and this card likes to sacrifice creatures, search creatures out of your library with CMC X or less, put it on the battlefield, shuffle your library, and activate this only during any time you cast a sorcery. So this little guy gets bigger. You munch on a bunch of creatures if they've, you know, outlived their purpose, whatnot. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one works. Just 2 of them in there for now. I'm not 100% sure how useful it's going to be. It's probably better in like a sacrifice deck, but yeah, we'll figure that out as we go. Devour of Memory. This is my lovely sneaky friend. He can put the top card of your library into your graveyard, so good at fulfilling that up, and then becomes unblockable. You got that in multiples. You get just an army of unblockable bros. But trophy in there, just 4 removal spells, because I needed removal, so yes. Grim Dancer, this guy's pretty cool. Enters the battlefield with your choice of 2 different counters on it, from among Menace, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Come to think of it now, I should have actually probably put some... you know, what's that icon of ancestry in? Yeah, just like a buff. But we do have, I'll show you the buff stuff soonest. We got Leyline Prowler just to help with adding mana of different colors, Death Touch Lifelinker. It's cool. Boneyard Lurker, this guy's cool. So here's one of the mutate critters. Whenever this creature mutates, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a good way to get things out the bin if they died. What? This card is creepy. Alright, Insatiable Hemophage. Yes, whenever this creature mutates, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, or X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Nice. Ashiok, Nightmare Muse. Obviously want to make some more nightmares there. Doom Whisperer, he's a good nightmare boy. Rokos, Apex of Forever, another mutate creature. You may cast this from your graveyard with using its mutate ability, so pretty cool too. He's just a good one to add on to, like the little Zagoth Mamba or whichever other creature cares about mutate. And then Void Beckoner, or Space Godzilla. It's cycling, and whenever you cycle it, you can put a Death Touch counter on target creature you control. So, yeah, just one of him, because why not, for the funsies. Again, adding in the triumphs to all of these 3-color decks, and then on the sideboard, we've got this Kahira, the Orphan Guard. So, remember I was saying we need like a buff somewhere? Well, this guy, this cute little kitty cat beast, it's not a nightmare. But we're using it as our companion, and we're going to see how companion works, because I'm not 100% sure. So this one cares about cats, elementals, nightmares, dinosaurs, beasts. That's all of the creature types in Ikoria. It's got vigilance, cool, whatever. But the thing we care about is each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. That's pretty cool. So yeah, certainly something we're going to try out in this. There's, yeah, like I said, there's a few extra changes we can make and some other nightmares we can add in, but I think we went through and we picked the nightmares that we like the most, and yeah, we'll take a look at removal and stuff once we actually get in. But that's the idea, just a bunch of nightmares, and go ham and try one of the new companions. Pretty cool, yeah. So let's take a look at another deck that we brewed up, which is Cat Tribal, duh. There are so many cats in Ikoria Early Behemoths, so I had to give it a go. So I was just like, okay, screw it. We're going to put all the cats we can find that we like the look of, and we're going to have a good time with it. So, kitty cats, yay! Got Charmed Stray, Cauldron Familiar. We're all familiar with those cats by now. Garrison Cat is a good little one that makes a soldier when it dies. So don't kill it. But it's also a good thing to bring back from the graveyard if it does die. Ajani's Pride Mate. We know what he does by now. Bronze-Hide Lion. Pretty cool Defendy card. We got that. Icon of Ancestry. There you go. Gonna buff all the kitty cats. Heraldic Banner. We can pick, I think we're mostly white. Yeah, everything's white, so just pick white. Lurus of the Dream Den. Now, this is the card that I was super keen on. So, not using it as a companion, but we're using it as a 3/2 lifelinker that says during each of your turns, you may cast one permanent spell with CMC 2 or less from your graveyard. We have a bunch of that. I mean, just look at all these cats that we can just bring back. It's just like, cool, sweet, all right. You, bring all my cats back, please. And we just keep getting trigger. If it's like a Charmed Stray, if it's a Cauldron Familiar, if this has died, then we get it back and we get to make another creature, another soldier, you know, just, you know, infinite value. That's sweet. Almost infinite value, provided these guys stay alive. We got the Mythos of Nethroi in here. So this destroys target non-land permanent if it's a creature. So if we just use black mana on it, just kill a creature. If we use green-white, then we can kill anything. Just whatever target non-land permanent we want, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, I like this card. Of all the Mythos, I think this one is pretty... This one speaks to me the most. I like it a lot. Planeswalker-wise, we've got a Johnny Strength of the Pride. He can help us gain life, create more cats. Cool. A Johnny Greathearted, again. He's a cat. Gotta have cat dad in here if it's cat tribal, just saying. Creatures you control have vigilance. You gain 3 life, put counters on stuff. Cool. Cub Warden. This card looks so cool. It's almost like Leonin Warleader, but better, I think. First things first, it's a 3/5, so it survives more. Not like a 4/4 like the old guy was. It's got Mutate, and it has Lifelink. Sweet. And whenever this creature attacks, whenever this creature mutates, not attacks, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this. And then something I didn't realize was a cat was Nethroi. Hey bud! So we got the Mythos and we got the Nethroi, this scary ass looking cat nightmare beast guy. Death Touch and lifelink. Whenever it mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. We're gonna have quite a bit of that if a lot of our kitties die, so I'm looking forward to playing this deck. I think it's gonna be pretty darn fun indeed. So yeah, that is the other list, just a best of one. And I'm looking forward to playing all 3 of these decks. You know, little home brews, as it were. Gonna give them a go and see them fail miserably against all the people who are doing all their crazy infinite turn shenanigans or whatever they've concocted or discovered or broken in the new set. So yeah. Let me know what you think of these 3 decks, friends, and if you have any suggestions or recommendations, please feel free to fire them off in the comments down below. The algorithm is always pleased when you guys comment and like and subscribe to the channel, and I like it very much too. It makes me feel loved and wonderful and special and stuff, so yeah, please do that. And if you would like to submit a deck list for me to rec, then swing by to twitch.tv/aliasv on the 15th of April, the 16th too, most likely, because we're going to be wrecking a lot of things. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll also have another bunch of decks that you can check out from my community, so be sure to hit the bell so you get the notifications and stuff. Yes. See you soon.